Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lord's Minute from lordsofgaming.net. I'm joined here with my colleague, Lord Addict. Hello, sir.
How are you doing, man? I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. I've set an alarm. I woke up and I was like, oh, I hope it's not past 2.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's actually 8 p.m. here on my side, so been through a working day, and I guess I'm ready to talk about games.
It definitely, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, okay. So I am pretty sure that everyone, and when I say everyone, I really mean it, is quite excited to learn more about the Halo Infinite. And since the E3 presentation is coming like really soon, there are some rumors that we are going to see multiplayer getting shown, because I suppose last year they have shown a little bit of a campaign, a little bit of somewhat disappointing graphics presentation, but in the meantime, I have seen on their website that most of what people have had the how to put it, what they didn't like, they fixed most of it, and I guess now it's time to see some multiplayer.
Yeah. So, I think when it comes down to it, Halo's always been really important with the brand. So it's really important that Microsoft somewhat hit this out of the park in some form of ways. Now, I do think some people have like a really weird expectation on what Halo has to be and what it needs to achieve. I think the only thing we should be expecting from Halo is to be a good Halo game, like not to show off the Series X power because it's a cross gen, so you can't really do
Mm-hmm.
that. So I think people, let's expect a good Halo. Let's not go crazy here.
Yeah, I mean, when they launched Halo 5, I guess we still have some mixed feelings about that. About that launch, they tried to make it a little bit more competitive, as I recall, and some people were a little bit against such an approach. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm not a big competitive player. I like a good campaign. I like a good story. I like a good player versus player match, and I like all around a good entertainment. And Halo really is all that in one huge package. It's a huge value for pretty much everyone. And if you ask me, I would expect a really good continuation of the story, and I would love to see. I can't say that I expect it, but I would love to see them like make the multiplayer really competitive with um, other important players in this area, like I don't know, Call of Duty and similar games. I'm not saying that I want Halo to be a clone of Call of Duty. I'm just saying that the amount of popularity that Call of Duty is currently getting, I would like to see Microsoft being able to replicate such a draw of many players to Halo game this time.
Yeah, and Call of Duty. Hopefully, with them putting it as a free to play, they'll get that kind of result. I think that's one of the reasons that Fortnite's been able to grow because it's when you selling games to friends. Sometimes when it comes to that price, that's when you lose them. Free 99 has always been the ultimate sell. You don't have to. The only thing you got to do is download it. So I feel like the fact that the multiplayer is going to be free, it's going to make it a little bit easier to get people on it. Now I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the story because if the multiplayer is free, what are they going to charge for the game base? Because I think that's kind of interesting. Because like, do you try after you still try to get a whole $60-$70 out of the consumer for something that a big portion of it's free to play? So I'm curious on what they do with that.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting question. I mean, I really don't expect them to go 70, like at all. As for the regular 60, without multiplayer included in the price, that's quite a question. and I can't answer that. I mean, obviously it will be included in Game Pass, so for these subscribers, they don't care. But for a regular purchase, I mean, if they put it to 40 or even 50, it might be received as how people are. If the game is not full price, they say, oh, that's not an AAA game. So I don't know. I think it will have to be 60.
I think if it's 60 though, that might hurt them because I think at the end of the day, people might hate on more than a game being half price because they see that as like you don't charge full price for if a game isn't quality, you don't charge full price. So that's what they will assume if they don't see it full price. But if anything people hate more is something overcharged. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. The interesting thing is on this, a lot of people reporting that there's only going to be multiplayer. Well, not I guess they didn't say multiplayer. They kind of worded it as like focused multiplayer. So, do you think it's going to be an issue if they don't show any more single player? They just show the multiplayer.
Hmm. I I don't think that's a problem. I mean, they're going to give us some more beta versions like we already have. They call it Halo Flights or something. I'm a member of that, and I get new versions of Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam a little bit before it's released to the public. So I guess they're going to make something similar with the Infinite and give people a chance to taste the new game. So through that, I think they could add more, show more content, right? So on E3, I guess I don't expect any campaign.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
I mean, they really can. They have the rest of the year to show us more, and if I'm the one to be asked, they should start with E3 to warm up people for what is going to come. And I mean, people who are Halo fans are buying this game one way or another, so that will never be an issue. But for the new guys, I think you need to warm them up with this free to play and maybe show them why are they supposed to start watching this game until it's released, and maybe lose some focus from the other major players, right?
Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see exactly what happens in the long run. E3 is only a couple weeks away, so it's going to be interesting to have some solid answers on that.
Yeah, I have another question for you. I'm not sure if you heard about the Fantasy Star Online 2. It's a Sega game that was available until the last year only in Japan on PC and PlayStation. And last year, Microsoft brought it to the Western audience, and now it's only on Xbox and PC, which is interesting. But I guess Microsoft invested in that, so it makes sense. And it is a rather old game. I can't remember by heart, but I think it's like 8 years old. And it looks a bit dated and mechanics is dated. And Sega is now making a new version. They call it New Genesis, and it has a new engine and new open world gameplay. And I played a beta version of that like a few weeks ago, and it's getting released in like 7 days, I think, or maybe 8. It's coming to Xbox and PC again. So that is one of the surprises that is making me a little bit happy. I like that game.
Yeah, I think the thing about Fantasy Star is it's a big deal that it's an exclusive, and the reason it's a big deal is because Microsoft in the past, not they've necessarily like neglected that market, but it's definitely not been a priority. But it does look like they are proactively going out and trying to get these things out. I think it's interesting that a lot of Sega stuff is starting to either come exclusive, such as the Like a Dragon for PS5 only. Xbox Series X only. It's finally went over to PlayStation, but for the first couple months of the Series X, it was an exclusive, and now it looks like Phantasy Star is an exclusive. So I think there's something boiling on over there between Sega and Microsoft.
Yeah, honestly, there was a lot of expectations from Square to release Phantasy Star, 14 on Xbox, and it never materialized. I think Phil said in one moment that he's like working on it or something like that in between the lines, but we never saw it happening. And now the PS5 version is coming, and I don't know. For me, it feels like Microsoft has teamed up with Sega to bring up some heat into this part of the market.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the future. I honestly personally feel like Microsoft needs to do whatever they can to purchase Sega. It's clearly one of the weaknesses they have is that Japanese market, and I feel like the whole Sega branch would help with that, and they need to really focus on that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there was some crazy rumor that Microsoft is buying Sega. I think it was last year, but of course it was false. I don't know. I might agree with that, but it's a big company. I'm not sure. Okay, if you look at Bethesda, it's also a big company, so nothing is impossible. But it would be an interesting. Really interesting thing to see if it has any chance.
Yeah, it's like time will tell, man. It's the one thing that happens, time will tell everything.
Yeah, I mean, those were the two interesting games I wanted to discuss. So I guess I need to thank you for the chat. And
I appreciate the invite, man. I appreciate the invite.
yeah, thanks, man, and thanks for watching.